So let's talk about some of the scenarios that you have. Like, let's say someone is ready to retire and they want to sell their entire portfolio. What are some of the key current market climate impacts that they should take into consideration when making those decisions?
Well, you do need to look at timing. If you have the luxury, if it's not an urgent need, you need to look at the timing of the market. Sometimes time of the year, depending on the type of property, can make a difference. What's going on with the economy in that specific area?
That is so important.
Yeah, the overall economy is huge too, but in your area, what's the economy? What's the development going on? Can you connect with some of the municipal or county leaders and find out what they've got on the on the horizon?
Right, and that's what we do too, network with the city leaders and find out those things. And I'm glad you talked about the owner or the investor understanding the current market. Specifically here for Huntsville, our market is so different than what an investor might see on the 6 o'clock news or even national news.
Absolutely.
And so when I have people, I always tell them, to connect with us because our market is very different. I mean, even from Huntsville to Birmingham, the market is very different.
Very, very. And in different pockets of those municipal areas, excuse me. Yeah, it can make a big difference.
Yeah. And another shameless plug. That's why it's important to have the commercial agent, because we're constantly networking, we're constantly keeping an eye out on the market, what areas are slowing down and what areas are picking up, and we can advise you on maybe where to go, maybe where not to go. And going back to the first question, creating that tailored plan for our clients.
Yes. The other half of that tailored plan is once you sell, where's that money going? Is it something that you need to do a 1031 exchange into another property? Do you are you just cashing out and you're done? Do you need to create a trust for that money? There are a lot of different options for those things. So we have the ability to connect you with the right people if you don't already have them, to advise you on that end of the transaction.
Right. Because it's not just about selling the real estate. There's an ultimate goal. Real estate is just a means to the goal. So, and for me, I think I know that's what sets us apart from other agents, is that we're concerned about the goal, which is to create financial freedom. And some people are creating a legacy and generational wealth. And to understand that, then we know, Doug, I love Doug. He's a great proponent of the CCIM. And he says, because if you only have a hammer in your toolbox, every problem looks like a nail. And to me, those are the agents that are only focused on selling.
Right.
That's all they know is sell, sell. But we can come in and say, there's a business aspect to that. That's marketable. Let us market that as well.
Yeah, sometimes you'll have a property owner that has their business located in that property. They need to sell that property to free up cash, but they're not going anywhere. They're going to sell that property and lease it back. So they need an investor looking for a triple net investment that they can purchase with a tenant already in place.
Exactly.
So that business owner, property owner, can free up their money and expand their business to the next level. So again, that comes back to that financial freedom, legacy, generational wealth, because you're constantly, it's an asset that you can leverage in so many ways.
Exactly. I want to take a step back and ask, what career field were you in before real estate? Did you have a financial background? What made you choose commercial real estate?
Well, I didn't have another career before real estate.
Oh.
I've been in real estate for 34 years. When I first got in real estate 34 years ago, women in commercial real estate was not much of a thing.
Yeah.
So I had a residential background.
Okay.
But I always did commercial transactions.
Gotcha.
And every chance I had, I went to commercial classes and just kept sinking my teeth into that, learning more about the commercial. And I also was part owner in a construction company for 20 years.
Okay.
And we had gotten heavily into commercial construction. So I just kept gravitating towards commercial. But over the years, I've owned my own brokerage at one point. I've been managing broker for different brokerages before coming to EXP Commercial.
Okay.
So, and a lot of us came to EXP Commercial when it was very brand new. So it's been a great growing experience for us to help grow this brokerage.
Yeah, I can imagine you were within the top 5. We know Keith was number 1 EXP agent, so you were probably number 2.
I was not. Keith and I were together at our former brokerage, and when they were finally ready to license EXP Commercial in Alabama, which was the first state that was licensed, I told Keith, I said, "You've got to go. You have to go," because he was so ready to start growing and concentrating on the growth. And I'm the nuts and bolts person.
Okay.
So I stayed at our former brokerage as the broker because we had transactions that had to close. We had a franchise agreement that had to be dealt with and things like that. So I stayed there for about 6 months. Keith and our entire team left, so I was just hanging out by myself. And I was glad when I got to, like I said, it was about 6 months after. So still probably numerical, probably wasn't too far behind him. But it also gave them the opportunity to get some bugs worked out before I moved my stuff over there. So it was great.
As a guinea pig.
Yeah, it worked out really, really well.